Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Palesa Pholosi. I am the healer. Today I have words of wisdom, words to help you to heal emotionally, spiritually, and psychologically. We are living in a sick world. We are all sick. We need healing. Healing is our daily bread. And today I have a message for you to tell you that there is healing for you. And that healing can only come from God. Because God is the only one who can heal spiritually, emotionally, and psychologically. Right. So, how do we get the healing from God? It all starts with having a relationship with Him. So, if you don't have a relationship with God, you cannot receive the healing. You will never even be able to identify whether this is healing or not. So, we must have that relationship with Him. It is important because He is our creator. He is the one who purposed for us to be here today. So, in everything that we need in life to exist, to survive, and to thrive, we need God. We need the Creator because He is the one who is responsible for making sense of this life that we are living. So, to have a relationship with God, where does it start? This is what I want to talk about today. The basis and the foundation for the relationship with God. It starts with faith, right? This is a concept that I've struggled with my entire life because I didn't understand what faith is until recently when it was divinely revealed to me what faith is. It is simply the knowledge and the understanding of how spiritual things work, and in your belief you are unshaken, right? So God, because is spirit, our relationship with Him must be spiritual one, right? It must be spiritually based because we are also spiritual beings living in a physical body. So in order for us to connect with our Creator, we need to do it at a spiritual level because God is spirit. So knowledge is the consciousness and the awareness that God exists, and understanding comes um, through learning, through experience, right? Through having all the questions answered, so you become clear, right? So faith is about clarity, about who God is, right? And you are unshaken because now you are clear. Nobody can fool you. Nobody can sway you. Whether it's your circumstances or things that people say, you are unshaken. You stand your ground. You are 100% sure in your beliefs, right? That God exists. And He has His ways of doing things. His ways are spiritual. The processes are spiritual. The system that He has put in place for us to relate with Him is spiritual, right? So faith is something that we are born with. Nobody can gift you with faith. You already have it by virtue of being alive. You have faith. So you cannot look for it anywhere else, and it's not something that is outside of yourself. It's within you, right? Faith exists within you. So when you start having that relationship and when you start knowing and being sure about God, you start to see things in the spirit. So faith is about seeing. It's about the unseen things, right? In the spirit. So you are able to see things that other people do not see because you see right in the spirit. It's about hearing what is spiritual. Your conversation with God is spiritual, right? So you hear things and you see things in the spirit because God is spirit. God is within you. Having faith means then that you acknowledge that God is within you. I know there are teachings out there that say God is somewhere else, right? But the truth is that God is within you. You cannot look for God anyway. I've heard people saying, I am looking for God, but where is God? right? They are missing God because they are looking for God in the wrong places. There's only one place where you can look for God, and that is within you. You are the temple of God. You are where God exists. So meaning then that when you're seeking God, or when you want to come into the presence of God, you need to come within yourself, right? So faith is very, very important in your relationship with God. Without faith, there's no relationship with God. Okay, so when you start seeing and hearing in the spirit, that translates, right, into your words that you speak. So people of faith have a different language. You don't speak the things that everybody speaks, because you are speaking about things that nobody sees except those who have faith, right? Each and every one of us is born with faith. Therefore, our faith does not only work with God, but it also works with other people, because they also have God within them. They are also spiritual. They also have a spiritual relationship with God already. Some don't, right? But the understanding is this: everybody has God faith, because everybody has God existing within them. So you start speaking things that people don't understand. People of faith are crazy people, right? They do the impossible. They do things and say things that don't make sense to other people who do not have faith. So this relationship makes you to be a different person, right? The spirit world that you are seeing, you start to manifest it in the spirit through your words and through your action. You walk where people are afraid to walk. You do things that people don't want to do, things that people say they are impossible to do, but you have the courage, right, and the audacity to do them. Because why? You have already seen it in the spirit. So you know that everything that everybody says is impossible, it is possible, because you have already seen it with your spiritual eye, and you have already heard with your spiritual ear. Faith makes the world livable, right? Faith makes you to be able to climb the mountain that people say it's impossible to climb. Faith makes you to go through the fire and not be burned, because you have seen it with your spiritual eye that I can go through this fire and nothing will happen to me, right? I can go through the waters and I will not drown, because I saw it first in my mind that it is possible to do. So people of faith are people of the impossible. Maybe you are sitting at home under lockdown because you are sick, and you've been told that if you have a certain disease, you are going to die. So it is up to you. Do you have faith or don't you have faith? Right. So people say faith can be measured. You know, it's either you have small faith or big faith. Either you have weak faith or strong faith. There's nothing like that. Faith is faith. It's either you have faith or you don't. Right? There's no middle ground. So you have to be 100% sure that you believe or you don't believe. So you cannot grow your faith, because the spiritual things cannot be measured. The spiritual things can neither be weak or strong. They are just there. The laws are there. The processes are there, right? The system is there, and it cannot be measured, right? So it's either you have faith or you don't have faith, right? And the one thing about faith that you need to understand is that faith drives away fear. Fear and faith cannot exist in one space. If you are fearful, then that's an indication to you that you don't have faith. You don't have trust in the ways of God, right? That you are full of doubt and worry. What is doubt? What is worry? It's when you have negative thoughts of a negative outcome, right? So people of faith, they always believe in the best. because they've already seen the best in their spiritual eyes, right? So we need today to develop, right, that relationship with God that is not based on fear, but based on faith. I know people say, I fear God. Why do you have to fear God? God is wonderful. God is good. What is God in your mind? How do you experience God? Do you see a horrific God? Do you see a scary God? Or do you see in your mind a wonderful God who is your protector, who is your provider, who is your healer? Right? So the concept of faith is a problem to a lot of people. I struggled with this concept my entire life until this was revealed to me, right? That you need to know their spiritual laws. So if you don't know God, or if you have a wrong interpretation of God's ways, or if you have a wrong thinking about God, obviously you will see the manifestation of God being something that is bad in your life. But if your beliefs tell you that God is good, or if in your mind you have the understanding and the consciousness and the awareness that God exists and that He has His ways, then that is good, right? The processes are there. God has His ways that are higher than our ways. God's thoughts are higher than our thoughts, right? If you understand the ways of God, the rules of engagement with God, one of the byproducts of faith is patience, right? You need to be patient because you understand that God has His ways, and because He sees everything in the spirit, He knows the right time for you to receive. Sometimes it's you who is blocking your blessings from coming. You are blocking your healing, right? You are blocking your breakthroughs because of negative thoughts. But patience helps you to understand and to acknowledge that God has His ways, and I will wait until the right time. So this is something that I will unpack for you in the next video. But remember this, that if you have faith, you cannot live in fear, and that you need faith for you to have a wonderful relationship with God. And when you have a wonderful relationship with God, you will receive your healing. This was my daily dose for you, for your healing. See you in the next video.